Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Let me ask you something. Are you sick and tired of constantly paying for alkaline batteries for your EDC flashlight, whether it's AA or AAA? I know I am. Have you guys seen prices for alkaline batteries at pharmacies, at convenience stores, at other places? No, it's not quite as obscene as gasoline prices, which in some areas is already $5 a gallon, which is literally obscene. But yeah, sick and tired of constantly paying money for stuff that you need? Well, here's one solution as far as your EDC flashlight goes. This is the Streamlight Macrostream USB. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a Microstream variation. This is the Macrostream. The difference? The Microstream is sized for a single AAA battery. The Macrostream is closer in size to a single AA battery, but it's not AA at all. As you can see, USB. Let's just start from the tail cap section. You get a soft, somewhat squishy rubber boot, but I've seen worse. It's not hard at all. It is quite a bit soft, but I have seen softer. I'd say it's not too bad. As you can see, it sticks up a bit. Further down, we have these vertical grooves, which are literally just for show. A little bit further down, we have the two-way pocket carry clip. Now, that's a bit of a misnomer. This is not something that you can put into your pocket either bezel down or bezel up, because if you try it up, it's going to stick out way too far. It's going to snag. It's not made for that. This is basically bezel down carry, and the other direction of the pocket clip, that's for clipping onto the brim of a baseball cap or trucker hat and using it as an improvised headlamp. Works quite well. Now, a little bit further down, we have the barrel of the flashlight. This is all one piece here. And the barrel of the flashlight, as you can see, is skinnier than the head or the tail cap section. And that's good because it's also very smooth. Thankfully, the differences along with the pocket carry clip really work well to get a good solid grip on this light. It looks as though it would be quite slippery, but it's not. This is not a polished finish, so that also helps. And down here we have some grooves, which ironically are functional. They do help with grip. And there you have the LED emitter. Now, this flashlight has two modes. No memory feature. Keep that in mind. No memory feature. This flashlight will always switch on in high mode first, always, which is 500 rated lumens. And then if you press the tail cap switch again, you get 50 lumens. And as usual, guys, I've got specs in the description box below. Be sure to check that out when the video is over. So I guess that's the first thing. If you're sick and tired of paying for batteries, constantly shelling out money for them, yeah, here's a nice USB rechargeable flashlight about the size of a single AA based flashlight with a nice pocket carry clip. And you don't have to pay for batteries and pay and pay and pay, especially with the semi-obscene prices of alkalines out there. And yeah, that's definitely a good thing. But let's say you also want some real performance. You want something that switches on in high mode and will give you some real performance. Well, 500 lumens, high mode, always comes on first. Secondary mode, 50 lumens for more mundane close-up lighting chores. And the beam you get out of here is an interesting one. Yes, there is a hot spot, but it is a surprisingly wide hot spot, especially 500 lumens. You get a surprisingly huge, wide hot spot, and then there is some side spill that's clearly less intense. And the 50 lumen output is similar, but obviously the hotspot is nowhere nearly as intense. There's no strobe, no SOS, none of that. You just get 500 or 50. Now, the tail cap switch is a forward clicky, but if you're thinking, wow, does that make this a very compact tactical light? No, it doesn't. No. This will not go well with your compact concealed carry firearm. And I'll tell you why. Because when you hit the tail cap switch for momentary, since it is a forward clicky, there's the 500 lumens, and there's my camera compensating for the output. If you hold it and you've got your pistol out, oftentimes what will happen is your thumb will become fatigued, and without meaning to, you won't be able to maintain pressure. So it's going to slip a bit, and the very next thing you're going to do as soon as your thumb starts to slip a bit is you're just going to very instinctively push back down. And what will happen is you're going to get low mode. Now, with every other flashlight I have literally ever owned, and we are talking hundreds, maybe even more than that. I haven't stopped to count them, but we're talking at least a couple of hundred flashlights I've owned, still own. One thing when it comes to the forward clicky tail cap and multi-modes, if you're pushing down on here with your thumb and your thumb slips a bit and you instantly notice it afterwards, instinctively, you're just going to push back down. Well, if there's a lower output, that lower output is going to switch on next. Not good. But it gets a little worse with the Macrostream, because normally, if you have two modes, what you can do is quickly take your thumb off and then immediately press in again, and you will get back to the higher setting. That's just how it is. The Macrostream, this is the only forward clicky multi-mode flashlight I have ever owned out of hundreds, where if your thumb accidentally slips in momentary mode because it gets fatigued, when you press it immediately again, which is what you'll instinctively do, again, momentary mode, you're going to get the lower output, and then you're going to immediately press in again, expecting to get back to high, since this is a 2-mode flashlight. Nope, you will never be able to get back to high. You'll just release, press, and it'll switch on again in low mode. You're going to have to take your thumb completely off the tail cap, wait a second, and then press in again in order to get high mode back. So that's just something a little bit odd that I've literally never experienced before with any other forward clicky multi-mode flashlight that obviously has a momentary feature. So if you're thinking, oh, fully rechargeable, free lumens, don't have to buy batteries for it, this little compact light putting out 500 rated lumens will go perfect with my compact concealed carry pistol. No, this is not a tactical light at all. This is an EDC light for people sick and tired of spending money on batteries, for people who want a flashlight that's USB rechargeable, and they want something with impressive output for their EDC light. And here's how you access the micro USB. Yes, it's not a Type-C, it's a micro USB. This model, the Macrostream USB, was brand new for 2020. Yeah, it would be nice if it had a Type-C, but it's a micro USB instead. And here it is. You just pull on the bezel. There we go. And there's your input, micro USB. Now, when you're charging this up, that plastic-looking white section lights up red. When it lights up red, you know it's charging. When it's done, it changes color, and you know you're good. Now, when it's time to push the bezel back in, don't just push straight in. You do have an O-ring here. I find that what helps is if you push in and twist at the same time. Much smoother than just trying to push straight in order to expose the micro USB. Yes, you can pull straight out, but when closing it, it's best to twist as you push back in. Now, this will rotate freely, but it's very tight. It's not loose at all, so no worries there. And yeah, that's the flashlight. Now, I will say that one thing that does bother me, again, new for 2020, a lot of, a lot of companies that are based in China, they have started adding a feature to their lights that also don't require a charger. And that feature is that when you tap the tail cap, or if there's a side switch and you tap it, it will light up momentarily to let you know how much battery life is left. For example, if it's green, it'll be between 70 and 100% battery life. If it's blue, just as an example, it'll be between 30 and 70% battery life. And if it's red, well, right around 30 to 0. And unfortunately, Streamlight did not incorporate that feature on this model. It's absolutely missing. So that is one way that Streamlight is behind the curve when it comes to those full-blown made-in-China companies. It's a little disappointing. I'll just say that. Let me give you guys a look at the battery. Now, in order to get to the proprietary battery, you have to unscrew the tail cap section. The clip does get in the way, absolutely. So lift up slightly on the clip, and then try to rotate the tail cap section. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's actually what I'm doing. And this prevents the barrel of the light from getting badly scratched up. Okay, there we are. Here's the proprietary Streamlight battery. Now there's no nipple on it. Just make sure that the blue circle is inserted towards the bezel. Let me give you guys a look at that, if my camera will focus. Come on, there we go, there we go. There's the information on the battery. Made in China. Come on, focus. It is a proprietary battery, and again, when you're inserting it, make sure that the blue ring goes down. There we go. Now, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Let's try to get that inserted. Actually, guys, it is a horrible pain in the butt. It can be done. Again, lift up on the clip. But yeah, I'm going to end it there because it is a huge pain in the butt. Don't take the battery out if you don't have to. And since this light is USB rechargeable, you really don't have to. Yes, you do get a charging cord with it, so that's nice. And that's really all you get. But I've been using this for a while now. Do I recommend it? Yes. If this thing is ideal for your EDC needs, it is a really good choice. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Please continue to stay safe out there. Unfortunately, it's still dangerous.